Lie to the sheriff.
The white man out here lying. Look at him, y'all. He got all these police out here because he talk about it. Pulled out a gun on him. Y'all look at it. Got crew, everybody out there. The white man right here. Look at him. Look at him. Tell him what's going on. Why you out here lying on black people like that?
Man, I ain't trying to lie on black people.
What happened?
I already told them what happened.
What happened?
I already told them what happened.
What happened? This is an interview.
Just like he got a case number. You've been advised of the peace order process.
The man
Look at me.
came up
Hey,
to me, threatened me with a gun and shit.
Where the gun at though?
he's allowed to record you. We're in a public place, but talk
I
to
know
me.
you can.
I'm doing an investigation. Just speak
I'm
to me
cool
real
with
quick.
that, dog.
If you got a case number, if you want to get a peace order against him, you can. He'll be able to get you his information. But as of now, like one thing.
Where'd I get
Y'all look at this, y'all. They all on the street. St. Mary's County for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what's going on. A tradition of service since 1637. Y'all look at it. All these police out here for one guy. Say he pulled out the gun. Where you put the gun at? Where you put the gun at? The sheriff station right there. Ain't nobody put no gun up that fast.
You already know he's threatening me.
What kind of gun it is? Huh? What kind of gun? Did it have a switch on it? Huh? You out here lying. Come on, you can't use that white privilege out here, man.
Man, I ain't even trying to use it.
Where the gun at though? You ran to the police station. Ain't nobody put a gun up that fast.
I ain't lying.
Don't nobody live over here or nothing. With a gun?
You know he did.
How? I just pulled up when the police pulled up.
Yeah, well, he threatened me.
Okay, where the gun at though? You said he pulled the gun
He
out.
kill me with his gun and everybody else with his gun.
Where's the gun at?
Look, it took them 20 minutes to get here from where we get here. So I don't know what they did with
Now
that
it took the
gun.
police 20 minutes, but you was at the sheriff station.
This is the address for the courthouse. Leonard Hall Drive. This is his
I know I ain't with hell. This is my man right here.
So that's information you do.
He gonna keep it real.
At this point, you've got everything you need. We're gonna write up a case report for the whole incident, and we'll be following up. Wherever you're going, if you're going back to the hotel, if you're going back over here to AutoZone, whatever, just get on out of here. I don't want any more disturbance between you guys. So pick whichever way you're going and get going. Okay? Go on and move, and we're gonna get them moving too. So, do you have any questions before you roll?
Like you said, we're at the public and we sit here for a few minutes.
Nah, he told you to leave.
He told me to leave.
Yes, he did. He said go on about your day. You out here lying.
I can sit right out there in the public street.
Well, go
all
ahead.
day long.
Well, don't call the police no more then. Don't call the police no more. Cause you sitting there trying to act tough and now. If somebody pulled out a gun on you, why you gonna sit right there? Right or wrong, crew. Right or wrong. Somebody pulled a gun out on you, why you gonna sit right there? Right or wrong though. That's how you know he trying to sit there and act tough and shit now. Look at him.
All right, so now we're dealing with the same issue that we've always dealt with, right? Where for whatever reason, you will have an individual, and in this instance, it just so happens to be a white male who decided for whatever reason that he wanted to call the cops and specifically tell them that, oh, there's this black guy, scary black man, tall, 6 feet, Herculean strength. He looks like the child of a Nephilim, all this other type of stuff. And he decided he wanted to say the key words. He has a gun. He threatened my life. I'm in fear of my life. And the police swoop directly down there as they normally do. And you see all the black guys in the background sitting up there just looking around. And all the police are there. You even had police off in the street in the distance. And there was no gun or anything like that found. So my question is, why would you, as a white male, decide that you want to use the long arm of the law in order to what? What was your main goal? Now, I know what his main goal, in a sense, was. I know what his end result was specifically he was, going for, which is pretty much the loss of life or brutalization, right? Because that's mainly the thing that takes place that tends to happen. But as the guy recording stated, he was like, I'm not even mad at, my guy right here. Was like, this is my guy, all this other type of stuff, yada, yada, yada. So I guess within that community, the police have some, type of decent relationship with some of the people directly there, which is also more than likely the reason why nothing actually took place and or happened, which is why the cop was trying to tell the dude, was like, yo, you still talking, you know, just get away from here, you're antagonizing, all this other type of, trying to get him to, you know, get away from the situation, because he's in a sense making it worse by just sitting there, you know, talking and just being there in the whole presence of the situation, knowing the fact that whatever he basically said was more than likely just not true at all, or he added some stuff directly in there. Because the other interesting thing is that he didn't decide to, in a sense, 100% state every and anything that he said, right? He just made it seem like a random black dude showed up and he threatened to, you know, use violence on me by way of, you know, a weapon that he has directly on him. But I'm like, how did y'all get to that conversation? Right? How did you even get to the supposed conversation of somebody threatening your life? What did you say? Right? That's my question. Because in a lot of these instances, whenever you have, you know, Caucasians out here, true Americans, whenever these things take place, the angle, the optics is specifically from their side. They'll decide to film a lot of this stuff, but they won't film the very beginning where they initiated and where they started talking, or they said something immensely disrespectful, or something that they just should not have said, or they were just talking out of the side of their neck, or they were using a certain type of tone and directly stating stuff, right, with that tone. Again, it's the way that you say stuff, it's the context and everything like that that matters. But we don't really have the full-fledged context. We have a little bit, and it's pretty much just, I guess you could say, towards the tail end, I guess you could say, and we don't really know what the white guy stated. Because in all, when it deals with instances of black people having confrontations or conversations with other people, in a lot of instances, we're not trying to just go out here and just fight people. We're not trying to go out here and just find an argument to have with a variety of different people. That's not what we're out there trying to do. In a lot of these instances, you will have those that are non-black that will decide to say some stuff that they don't got no business saying. They'll mumble it. They'll say it out the side of their neck. They want to decide to walk 5 to 10 feet, and then they want to sit up there and turn around and yell it and act like ain't nobody going to do nothing or have a type of response. They want to do a variety of these things, but never fully flesh out the situation, the causation, and how it is that they are the center of the universe when it revolves around that. And if you take them out of the, you know, the whole area or the situation, there is no situation, right? So like I said before, I would love to know specifically what this white guy stated, because he's just sitting there like he's 1,000% innocent, as if he just don't know. He was like, I just popped up here. I just showed up to this random spot, and this black guy, he just came out of nowhere and he tried to overpower me, but I stood my ground and I told him I was going to call 911. I was going to call the police, and boy, oh boy, I did it. And look at him now, shaking in his boots because the cops are here. Like I said, it's a very odd and weird thing. But all jokes aside, this is why I stated a multitude of times, and this is why other black content creators have stated before, that things like this would not necessarily happen if we had laws set in place to make sure that people like this would not be able to do things like this. Because the main result that I, as a content creator, have been able to see is that whenever people call the police directly, especially white people, when they call the police directly on black people, the police will respond with 99 different people from the precinct. And then they'll also call people from another precinct. And people will come out with their guns drawn. They'll have attack dogs and all these other types of things, really making the situation more than what it is. It was a simple disturbance, 2 people having an argument, and then the police want to show up and they amp it up instead of trying to de-escalate. The one thing that I'll state and give directly to the cop in this instance is that he was trying to de-escalate the situation by telling the white dude, like, yo, just shut up, just get away from this whole situation, stop antagonizing. Like I said, the moment in time that you actually have somebody doing their job, trying to de-escalate, that's a very great thing. But again, that's a rarity. So I don't want people to sit up there and try to reimagine this as, oh, look at what all the cops do. No, all cops don't do this, especially when it deals with black people. All cops do not do this. De-escalation is not the thing. That is number 9,999 on the list when it's things that they have to do. The top 5 is brutalization, intimidation, fear, harassment, drawing guns, making the situation worse. Like I said, it's everything that's pretty much negative and detrimental, and that will add to the, to a short life expectancy, right, when it deals with black people, more so specifically black men directly out here. So again, this is why I told people before that, dealing with the whole Democrat-Republican thing, I don't see a point, because none of these people in office would ever come through with a bill to make sure and to stop things like this. We can have bills out there for the Crown Act. We can have, bills, maybe out there dealing with immigration and things for all of these other types of groups, hate bills and all this other type of stuff. But when it specifically deals with black Americans, for whatever reason, that's where both parties, their hands are tied. Magically, both parties are not trying to do anything to rectify that, to make sure that people are not misusing, 911, the police, and, different things of the sort. But, that's where we are. And like I said, end result is I'm happy that everybody is alive, everybody is well. Nobody, had a potentiality of loss of life, or guns were specifically drawn. I'm talking about by way of the police, drawn directly on the black men there. And, things worked out and everybody can go home and, see their families. But this is why black Americans will always focus on race, because this is woven into the fabric of this country, the society, the Constitution, any and everything that you can possibly name. It is woven directly there, so it is inescapable. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything. Now stay in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.